So there I was, sitting in this very chair, staring at my DAW. I was a couple months into writing my first song, and all I had to show for it were an incomplete song structure and an incomplete set of lyrics. Searching on the internet, I found that finishing a song is a common problem for new songwriters. Searching even further, I found that a way to develop this skill is to write with a deadline. Shortly thereafter, I found r/songaweek on Reddit. Looking through the rules, I figured this was exactly what I needed, so I made my Reddit account and got going. For those of you unfamiliar, r/songaweek has the following structure. Every Thursday, the mods post a theme that you can use to guide your song for that week, or you're free not to. It's really just about writing a song every week. So we start writing that Thursday, once the theme has been posted, and then you post your song in the comment section of that post with the theme before you go to bed every Wednesday. After you do that, you're encouraged to listen to other people's songs and give feedback, whether that's praise or constructive criticism. So with this first entry, I slowly but surely got it completed and posted in time. Each week for the next 4 months, I did the same thing. I started writing on a Thursday and finished the song by Wednesday and posted it. Here are some of the benefits that I learned from this experience. So the first benefit from this experience was starting to develop an abundance mindset. This is something that's important to have not just in music and songwriting, but in life as well. When I first started, I was really nervous each week when I picked up my guitar. I was really afraid that I would not be able to deliver. But each week, I was able to write something new to fit with the theme. Whether I liked the riffs that I'd written for that week or not, it didn't quite matter so much as experiencing the whole process. The benefit of writing a song every week is that when I wasn't particularly stoked on those riffs, I just had to write that song, finish it for that week, and then I can move on to something else. This experience is what taught me the importance of the phrase I end every video with, Fortis, Fortuna, Adiuvat, or fortune favors the bold. By writing consistently, I greatly increased the chances that inspiration would come visit me. And what I got from this was that the ideas never stopped coming. I never really hit a wall, I never hit writer's block. Because I was constantly putting in work, there was always that small chance that every time I sat down to write, that something would come to me, and it always did, because I persevered. So the next benefit that I got was exposure to others. This is the main thing that was holding me back, was posting my work. And I was really nervous about this because I had essentially zero experience in either songwriting and in music production. Fortunately though, everyone in that group was very friendly and very open to giving constructive criticism. So for example, the criticism that I got the most was that my vocals sounded dry, which, yeah, they did sound dry because at that time I didn't know anything about vocal production. But because people were able to point out a weakness that I had that I also recognized, I was able to seek help. And since then, one of my friends has shown me what he does for vocal production and why his vocals sound a lot more full and rich than mine. Another thing that I liked about this was that we were all posting together and we were able to see where everyone had weaknesses. There was no person who wrote like a perfect song every week. There was always something that they could improve on, which was nice because we were all growing together and we were all helping each other out. And it was nice to see that even the people that had posted a song every week for years, because some people had actually done that, even those people had weaknesses that they could improve on. There was a nice sense of community because we were able to all share our work freely and help each other out. So the next benefit was being able to explore freely. Like you, I have many ideas for songs that I want to write and many influences to draw from. And again, because I was writing something new every single week, I was able to explore a large variety of these. For example, I got to try out a song with Gorgut style dissonance. I got to try out songs with symmetrical scales. I got to try out a bunch of different songs with modes of the harmonic minor scale. I primarily write death metal, but I wrote a black metal song and a doom metal song. I wrote another song using deterministic alphabet matrix, which I hadn't used since music theory in high school. And I also wrote a lot of songs that were inspired by specific artists. So this helps streamline my writing process and help develop my artistic vision. The next benefit that I found was that it made me more well-rounded as a songwriter. I'm a guitarist primarily, therefore I think about the guitar riffs at the forefront of each song. But because I was just a one-man crew writing one song every week, I had to think about everything else because I didn't have a band with me. So I had to think about the bass part, the drum parts, vocal patterns, lyrics, and production as well. It also changed the way that I listen to music. I started listening to things in my favorite songs, started thinking, well, why is this written that way? I began to try to get into the heads of the artists that I was listening to and try to figure out why they made the choices that they made. This helped develop my ear some, and it gave me new perspective on a lot of songs that I had already loved, and it gave me inspiration for my own music as well. The last benefit I want to talk about is taking action instead of staying in motion, and I'll expand upon what that means in a little bit. But I would like to start this off with a paraphrase of a quote from James Clear. We cannot optimize skills that are not there. I couldn't optimize my songwriting at that point because I didn't really have a songwriting skill to develop. I was essentially starting from zero. But r/songaweek helped me create it and then improve upon it. So when we do something over and over again, our brain starts to recognize the patterns, whether we consciously realize it or not. This helps our brain become more efficient at performing that task, especially when we're repeating it multiple times. You may have heard of it as learning curves before. It's that same principle. The more you repeat an action, the more efficient your brain gets at performing that action. What's important about this is that our brain recognizes these patterns and begins to just go on autopilot and make decisions for us easier. That way we can focus on more important things. For example, we don't have to put as much brain power into thinking about where the section is going to go in the song or how many times it will be repeated. Instead, we can focus on what it sounds like and how it will transition into the next section of the song. That's the power of the subconscious mind when applied to skills like songwriting. With each riff that I wrote, I could tell you in a split second from hearing it, whether it was a verse riff, pre-chorus riff, chorus, bridge, breakdown, etc. I could also tell you what the drum part was going to be behind it. If it was going to be a thrash beat with a snare on 1 and 3, a polka, breakdown with double bass, or a blast. If you take a listen to my earlier songs, I was pretty focused on each aspect of the process, and my songs weren't as cohesive as they were towards the end. So as I was writing more consistently, I was able to free up that mental space by allowing my brain to just go on autopilot and make small artistic decisions for me so I could focus on more important things like the atmosphere or varying my song sections more. So what do I mean by taking action versus staying in motion? Staying in motion would be planning for something. Taking action would be actually doing that thing. So you can think about writing all you want, but you're not actually going to accomplish anything until you actually put pen to paper and start writing. Only through actually writing are you going to be able to develop your skills. By challenging yourself to write consistently, whether that's on r/songaweek or not, you'll develop an abundance mindset, get exposed to sharing your music with the world. You'll be able to experiment freely with your writing and find your artistic voice. Become more well-rounded at the entire songwriting process and understand the importance of taking action instead of staying in motion. My name is Greg Angel. I provide value by sharing my experiences with songwriting and self-improvement. If you're interested in either of those topics, then consider hitting the subscribe button. Thank you for watching, and remember, in music as in life, fortune favors the bold.